Yeah, it is. It's kind of humid and rainy on and off. I saw your videos. So yeah, it's kind of the same here, man. Definitely, I would say yeah. Wes said, ugly ass day in Georgia. It seems the same for y'all. That's what I was responding to. All right, chat. What's up, member Ruiz? Member Diego Ruiz, welcome, welcome. Anyone can become a member. Diego is a very important part of the family here. Everybody who's a member is an important part of the family. We're gonna do a members live stream tonight. I don't know how long we'll do it. We'll go on there. I'll spill some tea. You know, that's how I roll. Y'all know that. Oh, okay. The mic, when I checked the mic, it was like a little internal micy. I gotta be honest. I'm doing some back and forth. So shout out Wes, shout out Ruiz, anybody else who's up in here. Appreciate you being here. I'm not just sharpening to sharpen here. I need these framing chisels. I don't want to mess with this one too much here. This is like my 2 inch framing chisel. It's in millimeters because it's a sortie, but I'm trying to make sure that I just don't do too much. I don't want to do too much here. I just want to polish this edge. And I switched over to water. I'm not using the oils anymore, man. They get stuck in the pores of the stomach. So I stopped using those. Then I'm gonna move the camera and we'll get back to the bed again. Oh, y'all already hear my stomach growl on it. Old school. A lot of schmutz on the whetstone here. That's not gonna help with the sharpening. I gotta kind of figure a way to get that off. And my shop is kind of dirty at the moment, like it's got a lot of dust. The reason I don't like using water is because then the rust comes out on the chisel. I just don't like the way that looks, you know? You always get rust when you use water. Something about it. Like I said, it's water, that's why when you work in the steel. Way you can get the rust out though is using a very fine, like a drywall sandpaper. Anything from like 800 to 2000 drywall sandpaper will get all the rust out. Anything you have that's steel, pretty much. Steel wool is what people go to when it's a crude job, right? But when it's a fine job, they don't want to change the composition of the metal too much. Probably sandpaper, drywall sandpaper. So, welcome to Dad's workshop, folks. Alright, so that one I'm not going to mess with it too much more. Like I said, I'm actually sharpening these for a reason. Let's go down to this is approximately 1 inch. So let me chisel there. Frame chisel. I was about to steal Mike's trick and put some toothpaste on him. Never heard that before. I am gonna turn that big fan on in a second, especially if I got this many people there. I'm not gonna worry about it. This one needs a little more polishing, I think. I'm not as timid with this chisel that big framing chisel, I'm like super timid with it. I wanted to be consistent this week and basically come on every day of the week. I don't know if that's gonna happen, but I wanted to just drop in and do something every day. I see a lot of other folks, Wes is doing that, that's good. I mean, it seems to work. Make sure that you get if you're any of the folks that are in here now who are not, we're giving mallets away. Let me show you the mallets. We got 3 mallets at the moment. I might even make one more because I feel like I'm in a mallet making frenzy. Alright, so this is the first one I made, and I felt like I needed to dial that. I got my joints better, I felt like, on this one. No dowels in that one, and then this is the last one I made. Is out of all ash. So these will be given away. One will be to a member, and the members are going to get first choice on which one they, the member who's drawn will get first choice on which mallet will be theirs. And then after that, I will let the subscriber choose their mallet. Then I will have a couple extras. I wanted to trade one with BW. He wants to trade some salt and pepper shakers. So I'm like, okay, let's do that. Trading some salt and pepper shakers, But anyways, one more time. 3 mallets. 3 mallets are being given away right now. So subscribers, you gotta be a public subscriber. That's for free. Go ahead and on and do that. And then if you're a member, which I encourage everyone to do if they're interested in the channel. If you're a member, definitely you're going to be the first people. As soon as I reach 1,350 subscribers, once I reach that number, I do the drawing. Tonight I might do the member drawing anyway. We'll do the member drawing on my thing. If I can go and run on the computer and figure out how to enter names into a little wheel. And I can spin that wheel on the members live stream tonight. And we'll see who gets the members mallet. Yeah, mallet therapy, It's like cooking, right? I know I got some knots to get through today on this bed based on the spacing I'm looking at. So, I need to make sure my tools are very sharp for that. Most of them are pretty sharp, but they've been used for a couple of days, so we want to make sure they're really sharp. I read this thing that said, don't fear the rounded tip on the end, right? Basically, I know that the ones you see on their super, super hot Instagram videos of the guys, the edge is like perfectly factory straight. But honestly, if there's a round edge to it, and as long as the sole plate is flat, my understanding is you can still have a very sharp chisel. I've had some chisels like that. But I think the more you it's about 20, 25 degrees you hold it at. Feel a little burr on the bottom there. Man, sharp tools are great, guys. Sharp tools are great, and dull tools are just dangerous and scary. Unpredictable. Erratic, maybe. Not dependable. knots will make you feel like you have a bad tool. And so you get into any knot, even in a really soft wood. Get into a knot and even a soft wood, it'll take your tool wherever it wants to take you sometimes. Unless you approach it aggressively and deal with the knot. All that connected, strange, funny grain between the knot and the place you're trying to work is going to want to pull up at the same time. This is the biggest problem I've had on this project. Here's some real stuff right now. Real stuff. When you're building something, especially if it's out of like lumber, construction grade lumber, and you have a lot of knots in there, the biggest thing you're going to run into is you're going to run into knots wanting to take your tools in different directions. And so sharp tools and a handful of them of different sizes are going to help you if you're doing hand tools. Having a small chisel to kind of pulverize the knots. That's what I have noticed. Don't try to attack it with a large edge. The larger framing chisels act kind of like planes. You don't have like small shoulder planes or like, I have one here. It's not sharp enough. It needs to be worked. It's a router plane. If you don't have those readily available or in the condition they need to be in, and using your large chisels, your framing chisels, like your big chisels, using those as planes it makes more sense because it lays flat and the joint can see your line, your layout line. Put it flat in that joint, and you can work it, especially if you've done a lot of hand tool work recently. Like hand, it's not riding a bike. I can tell you that. I think if you don't use it, you lose it to some extent. This one kind of has a curve to it too. I mean, it's not angled, I don't think, but let me show you what is out there. Oh, I got the receiver the right way, responding to Miss Heather there. I think I got because it has, this one has to be with the light towards the back. So I think I got it on there, like I said. If I turn it the other way, it won't work. Alright, man, who have I not sharpened? I haven't been paying attention. This is ADHD. So you just get into the sharpening process. Satisfying. This one almost needs the other side of that stone. This guy told me always the longest pull stroke that you can get. Alright. Having those little bitty sharpening stones is not good because you can't get a long stroke. You gotta get a long stroke on it, man. Gotta get a long stroke on it. Come on, y'all. Double tap that screen. I'm not that bad. You can learn to love me. You learn to hate me instead of interaction. One of the two, do that. I don't know how you unlike though. That's not how you like. So double tap that screen like this video. We're sharpening these tools, and I'm gonna flip the camera around. We're gonna work on the bed mortises more. Check out the other videos if you're interested in this stuff, or if you want to be put to sleep. Sorry, I'll admit it. It is about that. And here's one thing this person that taught me meditation said, right? They said, if you fall asleep meditating, that just means that you were meditating well. So I don't take it like I fall asleep watching movies I like. I put stuff on I'm actually interested in and fall asleep to it. And then sometimes I do it on purpose so that I can watch it all over again. Oops, I forgot where I was. Right? Welcome to Dad's Workshop. I'm Calvin. In case you've never been here before. According to the statistics, that's 88% of you. So welcome. Thank you for coming. I've got a few videos. If you are, you like the vibe, check out the other videos. Shorts, various things. Subscribe to the channel and become part of this Mallet drawing I'm about to do. I'm not charging anybody money, though I am doing one for the members too. So members, encouraging membership to the channel. There I'm doing a call to action. Join the channel. See, I'm about a book right now. If Gary V was in here, he would be proud of me. Thank you for that 14th like. Appreciate that. Appreciate everybody here. So just a tinge more on that little one, because I think I'm going to need that small chisel for the knot I'm going to have to deal with today. Robert G. Welcome, Robert G. Man, I feel really good. I went for the Y today. I don't usually get to go to the gym, don't have much money, but man, the Y was nice. The only thing was the hot tub. Hot tub wasn't on, so big disappointment there. But steam room, sauna, pool. And when you go through that, you do a little workout, go to the steam room, sauna, get in the pool. You don't take care of yourself. I was ready to go to sleep, but I gotta go live. So definitely mind is, things. There's always things going on, but my mind is definitely in a better space because I did that stuff. So take care of yourself and definitely self-care. Thank you for that 15th like, folks. Appreciate you being here. I'm just trying to sharpen these tools up just a bit more. Hopefully I don't lose some of you when I switch angles. I'm going to move the camera over so you can see the handmade bunk bed that I've been working on for months. I made one before that. Wes said, nice to hear calm voice and tool music. I agree. Maybe I can use some calm. We're going to give them away on the channel, okay? And make sure that you subscribe. Oh, it's raining too. You're right, it's a nasty day, but we're going to try to make it positive. Got 3 mats here. Going to give away one tonight on the members live stream. And then the other 2 are going to be, one is going to be to subscribers, and that's only public subscribers. I got to have your name on my list. If I don't, I don't know. So, get on that list by subscribing to the channel. And of course, check out my other videos if you can. Appreciate that. But yeah, so the members are gonna have first shot at it. Shout out to members. And then subscribers are gonna have a shot at it. After that, gotta get to 1350 though. Gotta get to 1350 subscribers. Could happen in less than a day. Never. Could happen today. But for the subs, it's my 1350 celebration. And there's no telling. I could make another one and give it away. Right? So, and I'm considering that, but I gotta finish this bed, get this bed project out, talk to my members about what they kind of want to see me build next. I do have one thing I gotta build, and that's a wood bender. So I'm gonna do a steam bender. That's gonna happen regardless. I got this stuff kind of ready for that. Alright, so thank you for being here, and I think I got all my tools polished up ready. So now it's just about taking a little water break, flipping the camera around, and then we'll do some work on this bed today. Thank you for being here. Alright, so Heather, the mic receiver can only be plugged in when this is that mic. That's what we're gonna do. Sorry for the shakiness, guys. Am I zoomed? That's weird. Let me back it up. Okay, folks, we're gonna get to this stuff. And I got one special thing I wanna talk about. I'm gonna show y'all a little technique with fixing little chips off of your wood that I think will work. We'll see if it will work today. I got a couple found materials. We'll see how that works. Take all those tools down there with me. I do need my speed splitter. Yeah, the light's on. Check, check, check. I got a nice view of the neighbor's yard and a panoramic view of the garage there, so that's good. Oh, does it sound better? That's good. That's good. All right, let's get this layout stuff done. I'm gonna turn my big fan on, so it's gonna sound worse after that, but it's getting hot out here, so sorry, folks. It's gonna help so very much. You should still be able to hear me. %90 humidity in here right now. Just look at the hygrometer. Yeah, more knots like crazy over here. Hopefully you find a sweet spot. This is going to be a tough one. Just looking at how ragged this section of wood is here. Big, huge knot right there. Gnarly, man. I almost want to skip that one. I got a trick that I can use if I want to skip it, and that is I could put the board on the next one and then put some vertical tines between it, you know, like some knockdown tines between it, and that would support somebody. I just hate to change the whole pattern of the bed, but this is a knot, another knot, another knot. I got a knot to the right of it. The grain is looking like it's going to be a bear, just from what I know. So I am tempted to try something different, which is to put this next board here and then put some like knockdown boards like that between it, which is possible. I could probably use scraps to do that too. I don't even want to mess with that area. It's tricky. What do I do, chat? I got a knotty spot of wood right here. And I really don't want to approach that very much. It looks sad. Looks like it's going to be mean to me. This whole knot's going to come out, so the joint's going to look funny anyway. I think I should go on to the next one and then just consider like joining in some vertical boards across to hold the weight. It would do it just fine. I'll just be relying on the strength of these more, right? So it's kind of part engineering if you don't have a design. Like I have a design, but here's a issue. I feel like you all are going to see me get completely exhausted sawing that mortise there and get frustrated, and I'm afraid of that. Maybe I'll skip this one. Go on to the next one. Just for the sake of this thing. Y'all don't want to see me get frustrated live. Who would want to see that? Even this one before looks a tad bit on the skinny side. That square right there. Tricky to find square. It's right here though. So that line's off. Also, the reference edge here is not a great reference edge, but I got it square here, so I know that that is square. So this is where square is over here. Boom. Pretty close. Yeah, I'm gonna take that. All right, so we're gonna lay this one out. We're gonna move to the next one. All right, let's go back a second. Thank you, Pelado, for the like. Pelado. Funny looking joints. Yeah, man. Yeah, it would definitely be, it would be an amateur moment where everybody would be able to point and laugh at me because it would look bad. I'm not going to cut a joint there, I don't think. I'm going to reconsider that. I'm going to make the next tine on the bed and then lay out like a boom, 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 bunch of knockdown boards that I will join into those too. And will provide stability. It's just too ugly, that area. But thanks for the like, Pelado. And then let's go down. It's got a twist to it. See you later, Pelado. Sending our love to you, man. Hope everything goes well. I do have something I want to try here in a minute with gluing up this little piece of wood to this brace. So a piece of wood broke off the brace when I was working it because of knots, of course. I won't take any blame myself. And so I want to fix that piece of wood, but I kind of want to make a short out of that, show how I'm going to use like a elastic strap and tie it around and put the piece of wood on there with the glue, glue it up, and then have some parchment on there. Some parchment, because it won't stick to that. So if I can put parchment on there, kind of in the sensitive areas that might get glue stuck in them. So I got to take this one up and actually bandsaw it. So maybe let's do that. See if y'all can get the bandsaw in here. Kind of. I'm going over there for just a second. Tricky, man. Long workings for a small bandsaw. Coming, chat. I'm gonna check in. Promise. All right, not my greatest moment on the bandsaw there. It's all right. It'll do. They don't need to be perfect, because everyone is cut different. Welcome, Carrie. I guess I think I saw Mike there. I gotta go check my chat. This piece might get broken down into. Yeah, I'm gonna have to fix that too. Broken down into the vertical pieces that I want to put across. Hopefully everybody can see right now. Oh, sweet. Oh, there you go, Mike. See, you got good questions. I saw him the other day. I was like, is that Mythbusters dude? Is that him? And turned out to be him. He does a lot of woodwork. I forgot about that. I don't know if it's a swimming pool, but my eyesight feels funny right now. Real weak, so I'm gonna need the grandpa glasses. And could end up a nightmare, a true nightmare, if I don't do that section right with the little knockdown pieces. All right. I want to welcome everybody to Dad's Workshop. I'm Calvin. Heather's behind the cam, somewhere out there. All my friends and members, Mike Ruiz was in here earlier. Put your name in the chat if I forgot your name, member. I don't want to not get a member shout out. It's like super important. Any members that are in the house besides Mike, and I know I saw Ruiz up in there. This I got set to 1.5 inches, right, which is the depth of a 2x4. I usually don't do that. Sometimes y'all see my ADHD gets a hold of me and I do things out of order, but that's laid out right there. So now I got to go get it square on the other side. Yeah, Mike, that's a big deal, bro. If you're still in the chat, to have that's probably maybe the most popular woodworking thing, the one with Adam Savage. He's like sponsored by all the big dogs. That's pretty good, man. And it looks like it's lined up down there, so that's square. Sorry, microphone. Y'all know me. I never mean to hurt the microphone. Ryan, welcome. Carrie, thank you. Carrie said this looks like a sturdy bed. It is a sturdy bed. It's very sturdy. Already with all the tines in there, it's crazy sturdy. So welcome Brian, welcome Carrie. Full castle bed. Yeah, it's kind of like that. Yeah, I mean, this is the way they used to build. All the interior woodwork in a castle would have been built like this, with this kind of joinery. So there is something to that. Everybody thinks of castles as a stone shell, but why do they look so pretty on the inside? It's all the woodwork, right? It's all the craftsmanship. It's also the stonemasonry, but it's also the craftsmanship on the inside. And the way they did that is that they used, well, kind of what's called in timber framing. It's called a what is it called? It's basically like a knuckle that's attached to the wall. But in castles, they were built by the stonemason would leave a notch of stone, a large notch of stone sticking on the inside, acting like a ledge. And when the stonemason did that, then the timbers for the timber frames are rigid, so they're like a box that you can move around.
the sill beam for the timber frame would have been laid on those notches, between those notches, and so then you have all of the fundamental stuff you need for all the woodwork you need to do, and the inside of the castle is more homey, than it is dank and dark, cold. So, though they were sometimes cold when they weren't taken care of, or all of the work wasn't done and stuff like that. Yeah, Brian, long time no see, says Brian. And I say you're right, buddy. Yeah, definitely, Brian, check out the Mallet giveaway. Also, if you're in here and you don't hate my face, double tap that like button, please. Double tap that screen and like this video. That's what I should say. Appreciate you. I need that little pad, man. My knees get crushed doing this stuff. There we go. Gotcha, man. Thank you. Whoops. That's tricky, isn't it? Let me do this. Yeah, that's a tear out right there. I'm gonna go after some of these uglier beams with a angle grinder and just basically whittle that all down, man. All that nasty stuff, I'm gonna go after it. It's gonna be lumpy. It's gonna be lumpy. I feel a knot under here. Yeah, that's good. I love that. That's maybe the most inaccurate cut I've made on this entire bed, and this one I got to chisel out, but that one, if it sits in there wrong, it's going to mess up my ability to get the other one square. Because the problem is with these little square edges on the triangle. That's where the problem is. It has to either be chiseled out or pared out, or you got to saw it in a funny way. Alright. This needs a cut right here. I'm afraid I'm going to get a lot more tear out here though. See how quickly I can cut through when there's no knot? Oh, these don't need to, these cuts don't matter. Those first two that matter the most. See, there's a knot right here. See how it sounds? You can hear the sound of a knot in the saw. See how much longer the joint takes me to cut all the way through. Wood has a personality, man. It'll be all right. I can fix it. And these don't even need to be tight. So many of them are already so shoehorned in there, man, that this joint doesn't even need to be tight, man. This thing's already rigid. The whole bed could stand up with what I got. This is probably what killed my back yesterday. Love that chisel, man. Real Outdoor Living, welcome. Appreciate you being here. Yeah, so you gotta like stand like this. So I've been dying, y'all. I have barely gotten any sleep. My back's killing me from leaning over to work on this thing. I guess I could take the part of, apart. I'm not gonna do that. Oh, that's where the knot is. All right, let me get my small chisel. Woo. And as I was saying earlier, sharp force impact spread over a smaller point for this type of situation where you got a knot in your way. So you got a much smaller chisel. See, this live is education. Uh-oh. My phone. I kind of figured that might happen. Hold on, y'all. Something just happened. Woo. Yeah, gonna have to do this easy. So the whole knot's gonna come out. Hey chat, I'm just checking in here. I don't know, maybe keep the live edges on there. Plus that helps if it's not dry wood yet, man. You want to keep those live edges on so that you can sticker it, weight it down, and it'll dry right with that bark on it. It'll dry better, slower, especially down there in the country where I know you're at. You could dry it fast just outside if it's not cured yet. Appreciate you, man. Yeah, I don't do all hand tools, man, because I'm not Amish, and I just think that there's just some. If I had some power tools, I would use them. This is realness. Like what people are seeing is what I have available. Me making something that pretty grandiose, you know, like a hand joined bunk bed, right? Pretty ambitious project to make a bed with no hardware, right? That's the goal. Out of conventional lumber that you can get from the big box store. Another challenge to make it look good and do that. So, and have no plans and no designs. I had to go with just rough dimensions. You know, I looked up. I mean, I've made a few beds. This is not my first bed that I've made. Made a few, but like. When I made a bed, it took me a long time, months. First bed I made were the first beds I made were my kids' toddler beds. I was really proud of those. They were nice. Oh yeah, that's super dry. This one, Carrie said, so let me go back to Brian's comment. Brian said, I have it in my metal shop with a dehumidifier running 24/7. Yeah, oh yeah. So you're gonna pay some money for that dehumidifier there. Yeah, so you're drying it then and it's hot, right? So even in the South, Brian, and I don't care if I'm losing people, this is like good information. Check this out. In the United States South, we can cure wood from green to like less than 14% in the air, just in the garage, if it's not air conditioned, outside under a lean-to, under a tarp. It gets so hot down here, it does not matter the humidity. We have sustained days where the nights don't even get cool, right? So you have basically a kiln situation. Now people think, oh, the humidity is high. It doesn't matter. It has to do with the ambient humidity in the wood, like the So right now you are drying it, but make sure that, like, if it's possible, you're not running AC in there. The dehumidifier is good because that is going to speed it up, but you don't want to speed it up to the point where that wood checks. It's a happy medium. You want it to happen slow enough so that wood doesn't check. So if it's green, I suggest getting this stuff called pentacryl, and stickering it or putting some wood on it. Stickering it, by that I mean, if y'all know what stickers are, you put them between boards. Like a sawyer takes their boards and they put them in a stack, and between those little things are called stickers. And I'm sure Brian knows this. This is for the audience. Yeah. Good, yeah, man. So it's hot enough. The only places in the United States you can't really cure wood. I know people build kilns and stuff, and really air drying or air curing and kiln drying are not incredibly different if the temperature outside is above 80 degrees, right? So a wood kiln is not like a ceramic kiln. A wood kiln gets into the 90s. I don't know, they may have higher tech now, but I know a little bit about it. I would say that they are basically like a hot house, and that's what they are. They just get hot, and then they have the wood stacked up with stickers between it. And in some cases, I think they have, like, commercial lumber's heat treated, so they put it through an even hotter, like, oven type situation. Even then, they don't get the moisture out because there's some aspect of wood curing that has to happen over time. It's too thick and dense of a material to just lose all its moisture that quickly. PNW. What's that? Carrie said PNW. This is almost done. This is a knotty hole, though. I mean, knotty mortise. I shouldn't call it a hole. It's got a lot of knots, man. And then this side I got to take down here. Never mind. I got to take a whole another section of this. Yeah, in the Pacific Northwest, though you guys do have warmth in the summer, it gets so wet in the fall there. So like in October in the Pacific Northwest, it starts like raining uncontrollably. And so you guys may have a real hot summer, and then the wood's out and it's got good cure, and then it turns to fall immediately, and you have that moldy kind of situation where it's cool and it's encouraging fungi because it's wet and cool and coming out of heat, right? So you're coming from moisture and warmth to moisture and cool, and so that's what fungi likes to flourish in. So then think of your wood in that context, right? Whatever wood you're curing is going to encourage fungi growth, or the weather will encourage that if it's out in the elements there. Whereas here in the fall, it stays hot until like November. I mean, it literally will stay. It's like the summer. It's like the summer all the way through October in the South, man. I mean, here, I can't say like, I think Brian's in Arkansas, maybe up in the mountains. So I don't know for sure. Brian can maybe clarify on that. Yeah, I'm quite a bit of a, like, I went out, I'm pretty good at that. Like, I could actually go foraging and probably survive a couple extra days off what I know on the fungi tip. My parents got quite a wide variety of them, like dinner plate oysters growing in their woods, really cool ones. Cauliflower mushrooms, which are actually kind of rare. All really rare edible mushrooms is kind of growing in their woods. So I'll go around and take pictures. I think I got a couple on my Instagram. Yeah, man, pretty cool world that is. Oh, Mississippi, man. I'm surprised y'all have that kind of, you guys' temperature's been in the, it's hot as ever there, man. Yeah, Mississippi's a good example of a state where you can cure wood in probably one summer. Or a summer and a season. Now, the longer you let it go, the better. I'm about to post this picture of this dead pine tree in the front yard. I'm pretty sure this pine tree, I'm going to take it down soon. Pretty sure this pine tree is almost dry. It's been dead for about a couple years in this kind of heat. standing there dead. I love standing dead. If you find wood standing dead, best situation. What was the message retracted? Okay. All right. So I told Carrie that Carrie asked that question. I think it's been at least 3 months. I built the one before it in a little bit longer than it took me a little longer because I had to come up with the dimensions, and this one's like been like 3 months. Yeah. It's been so hot in the summer, it's like unworkable in most days here. So I do a couple hours on it and then come back to it later, man. Like I say, a wise woodworker told me one time, don't try to finish it in one day, man. That's the like number one thing you can do as an amateur to make your stuff look like an amateur. Like finish it in one day, try to do it all fast, you know. I built the foundation of my greenhouse. I timber framed a greenhouse before. And the foundation I built out of reclaimed bricks. Each one of those bricks I retrieved from deep in the woods, long ways in the woods. I brought a backpack and I took the bricks in groups of, I don't know, 3, 4, 5. And then I got up to as many as 14 or 15 bricks in a backpack. And I took them out and I actually made the foundation of my greenhouse with these bricks. I had a whole pallet of bricks. So imagine you built a pallet of bricks by schlepping them out of the woods 3, 4, 5 at a time for an entire year, and now you've stacked an entire pallet's worth of bricks, right? Old, unique, antique bricks, not like everyday, like something you would find in the woods in Virginia, antique bricks. Found a lot of cool stuff out there in that spot. Gotta explore the woods, man. Woods are so cool. People think they were always the woods, and sometimes they weren't. Yeah, it was interesting. I think some people thought I was crazy. Imagine in the middle of the woods a shack. No one's lived there for a very, very long time. The shack is made of heart pine. The whole shack is actually framed, timber framed, and then made of like heart pine tongue and groove boards. This shack in the middle of the woods. And there's a chimney on it. So I removed like all the boards first, one at a time. And then once I removed all those beautiful antique boards that were just rotting in the woods, I started removing the flooring, which was also heart pine and also tongue and groove. And then after I removed the flooring, the chimney was standing in the middle of it. I pushed the chimney down manually, like a 20, 30 foot tall chimney. I put my hands up on it. I pushed the chimney down. It teetered towards me once. I gave it one push and it came towards me because it weighs like 1,000 pounds, right? So it took one little, it teetered towards me a little bit, and I'm like, oh my gosh, why did I just push that chimney like that? It's gonna crush me. I'm on a floor where there's a basement and the floor is rotted out too, so I have nowhere to run. There's nails all over the place. It's not a situation where I can get out of the way. So I make this almost fatal mistake of pushing the chimney forward to start to try to get a little momentum, kind of get it to bounce. And it came back my way, and then I was like, no. So I got up against it and pushed it. The whole chimney came down, kaboom. I'm sure a lot of people heard that. But yeah, and then I gathered those bricks and the ones on the, what I'll call the plinths. That is what held the shack up originally, were plinths made out of bricks, like stacks of bricks, if you know what that is. You know, I think I brought one of my sons out there one time. to collect stuff with me. And I was like I knew the area really well by that point. So I knew the people that lived in the surrounding homes. I still to this day don't know who that land is connected with, though, because even those people didn't know that. Some crazy stuff out there. Crazy stuff. You know, dolls, stuff that would freak most people out if they went out in the woods and saw an abandoned place. You know, porcelain dolls and kids' shoes and stuff. I found a plate that said 1963. It's a vintage plate. So in Virginia, before they started demanding inspections and like personal property tax and stuff, you just got a plate for the year of your car and you were set to go. And those are still valid. So there was a vintage 1963 plate out in the woods. I found lots of crazy stuff in the woods. Here's one. On September 12th, 2001, I was taking a walk from the Franconia Springfield Metro in Northern Virginia, approximately, I would say, like to the southeast on this bike trail. And then I went onto a familiar bike trail. And in the middle of the path was an American Airlines jumpsuit, perfectly brand new. I mean, like it had just been made, or the person who got it was a new hire, if that makes sense. 912. I'm like kind of between Dulles and National Airport, if that makes any sense to the older folks. I found it. I mean, I can't explain it to this day. Who throws this was presumably from somebody who worked in luggage. You know, it was brand new. It was not something laying out in the woods for a long time. It had just been discarded there. I still have it. All right, I had to carve that out, guys. This chisel is super sharp, though. Not making it hard. Not on the wood. There's no knots on. All right. Let's see what that does. That's a little bit on the loosey-goosey side, but it's all right. That'll give us a little freedom. We can put this one in a better spot over there. Boom. So it'll fit right just like that. That's fine. This can be loosey-goosey. My other ones are way too tight, to be honest. I was going to go and sand all anyway. Also, let's see what happens when I do this, because this side's a little bigger. That's a little more of a similar size. Check this. Gotta be creative. That's the whole thing about this channel, is creativity. That's better for that one. Don't, ladies and gentlemen, do as I say, not as I do. Don't chisel stuff that's not secured. I mean, we can put the thing down, flip it, and reverse it, but it just has to be right. I think I'm going to go with that original orientation. So what you gonna do with the pine tree, Carrie? You gonna burn it? Some firewood. Uh-oh, it's gonna snap. See, it's gonna fall on me again. Oh, see, this is scary. Scary, man. I think it's more scary my phone's gonna drop than when I go in the woods and find a porcelain doll next to an abandoned shack. That's scary. See, my phone's gonna fall. It's scary. Let's do it like that. Loosey goosey. We put the other ones in. We put these vertical ones in tight. If we put the vertical ones between those two boards, saying we skip a tine in there because of the knots, right? If we put the vertical ones in there tight, then we don't have to worry about oh, you're gonna make a shiplap out of it? Kara says she's gonna make shiplap. I think that's what she said. She's gonna cover her walls with it. The tool that you use to make that stuff, we were just talking about the other day. Well, a fro. I'm gonna put it in the chat right here. This tool right here. If we do that by hand, we use this tool. Translate it to handwork, right? You're welcome. That's what I'm here for. All right, let's cut this joint out because I know everybody wants to see this thing go into place, and my back's killing, so I got to do it this way, guys. Do I have that? Yeah, I do. I'm good. Hold on, folks. Feels good. That light looks nice coming off the saw. Yeah, but in the case of what Carrie's gonna do, I know she's not in the room right now. When she's if she's gonna put shiplap on a wall, it's got to be longer, so it has to be milled, you know, cut into boards, and then it has to be put through a joiner planer, because shiplap actually has an angle to it, like against the grain angle. It's tapered from top to bottom. Like siding almost. Sua sponsor. Well, it may work better for you, Sua, but not for me. I don't know how to use push saws that well. I learned how to really saw with a pull saw. So that's also a matter of preference. So thanks for being here, Sua. Appreciate you being here. It's okay if we disagree. Should have done this with the framing chisel here. Ooh, when they say back breaking, man, and I really didn't notice it until about 2 days ago. I'm like, why is my back killing me? Right? It's from leaning. I thought the bottom might be a little easier on me. I was wrong. Oh yeah, we're gonna do that now. Sure. That's that knot. Come on. Do this. Need a piece of wood I can hit the. Just a trick to not punish your beams all the times you got to hit these with a mallet. It's kind of tricky though to hold on to. Material. Still a bit short too. Sorry. I want my small mallet here. Hold on, what just happened? Besides me getting cut. That one's definitely gonna bleed. It's gonna take a second. Sharp, man, because it's not even bleeding yet. It's going to though. Just caught the inside of my ring finger on my right hand, trying to flip that board over. Gotta always be careful, man. I think this mallet actually has a browner handle because of all the times I've bled on it. Literally that many times. So brown the handle because all the other handles are lighter. Because y'all know I'm not going to stop because of that. That's not how it works. Alright, so what were we doing? I was trying to get this in. I had this pretty close. And I'm running out of battery on all my devices here, so I got to get it in before my batteries run out and I can't show y'all anymore. This looks like it's this side though. Oh, okay. Alright, it's got to be contorted a little bit. But first, this shoulder is not flat. And why hit something you can push? Like, it looks like I can just push this bad boy. You know, why strike something when you can push it? There's no need for it. But I'll tell you, my back is killing me right now, screaming to stop. Alright. Hey Kevin, welcome. Sorry, chat got a little bit slow, so I kind of started getting focused and conversing with myself. All right, so that shoulder there is a little tight. That might be the problem on this one here. Because other than that, I think God forbid we split something here though. The gap from shoulder to shoulder on the thing is the problem. Right here. That just doesn't seem right. It don't seem right. Okay, seems righter. That's the problem we got, guys, the width. And I might have to put that off until next time. Either I gotta trim this. I got an idea. Real quick though. Remember, mostly hand tools. Mostly hand tools. Was just take a hair. That might not even be enough. Ooh, it's close. It's close. It's close. And then I can cinch it in a little, I think. Hey, shout out everybody in the chat, man. So in case I go dead, Kevin Ellis, Carrie Frasca, Brian, all my members too that popped in, Mike, Ruiz. Shout out to Wes Pelado. Anybody else I missed, put your name in the chat. Shout yourself out. You deserve it. Let's see if that's the magic, what do you call it? Silver bullet. Oh, it's close. It's close. But, hold on. Close only counts in horseshoes and hand grenades, right? So it's not as close as I thought as I look at it like that. Okay. I hate to have that big of a gap there. It's terrible. But I think I can cinch the post in. Where's my monster chisel? I think this is easier with the big chisel here. I didn't sharpen this one for this occasion, so hopefully it's good enough. Yeah, it's definitely not feeling as sharp as my new one. That's a blowout too. That stinks. It's not gonna have a perfect finished look on the outside of that wood anyway, so I gotta get that out of my mind. It's gonna have to be like rustic. That's the whole thing, you know. But more importantly is that I get this joint to fit here. It's being really stubborn, man. These ones on the bottom have been super stubborn. Uh-oh. Yeah, that's not the right side, though. Hey, y'all. Yeah, I'm about to roll out. Sorry, my phone died. Doesn't have much power on it, so I wanted to let y'all know. But yeah, nah, it didn't break. Everything's good. Everything's good, man. Oh, look, that's up in the attic. See? Nah, I want to cut it off. Then now, though, I'm gonna let y'all know it's time to go. Appreciate you coming through. Thanks, everybody.